So, how will AI improve finance? And this is a big one because it's becoming very controversial. But some of the more positive aspects of what we're going to discuss today, we're going to look at fraud detection, risk assessment, we'll look at algorithmic trading, customer service, chatbots, and so forth, personal finance advice, and credit assessment, and portfolio management. Lastly, we can chat a bit about accounting and bookkeeping. So there are some positives. So whilst we talk about this, you may want to think if there's something that you could perhaps get involved in the digital space, in the AI space, and perhaps you can do a sub niche on some of these subjects we're talking about today. So it does give opportunities as well. We got to think about AI in a couple of aspects. First of all, in the earliest of days, it was really before AI. It was really access to information, and then it became the ability to interact. So you could adopt these various technologies. The different programs and platforms were written to help you do that, and now there's an opportunity for implementation. Obviously, down the line, it's going to be full automation, but at the moment, it'll become autonomous. But right now, there's the implementation period, and a lot of these technologies, although they're very, very exciting technologies, they still need that implementation. So therein lies an opportunity. First one we're going to talk about is fraud detection. And here, because AI has this ability to analyze large amounts of data, what it can do is recognize patterns. And it can, within identifying these patterns, it can then detect various activities that perhaps shouldn't be happening, and that can help to create prevention, especially by the financial institutions and within your own personal capacity on your iPhone, your phone, etc. So it has that ability to detect fraud early and is getting very good at it. And obviously, it's going to have to get better because I dare say there's some bad people out there trying to use AI for bad purposes with bad intentions. The next thing is risk assessment. So it can take historic market data and analyze it and assess risks as far as we're talking about investments are concerned now. And it can make better predictions with probability. I think this is going to get more and more sophisticated, and the investment decisions will get better and better, but there'll be less and less opportunity, I'm sure, less gaps in the market, let's say. So, for example, if you took commodities, if you took cocoa, there are now sensors in the ground in the cocoa producing farms, and weather patterns, and there's retail information on purchasing. So in the actual production of cocoa, the amount that's been produced due to weather, etc., and the consumption, and going forward the probability of pricing and so forth, there's some you can see there's a lot of potential for AI when it comes to risk assessment. Next, we can chat a little bit about algorithmic trading, and you've seen a lot of the bots that do these momentum trades, etc., and they are huge numbers now, so they have become very prevalent. So they can auto execute trades. For those of you who don't know, you can set up predefined criteria. Obviously, can include market conditions, which is very important because things are changing globally all the time. It obviously has efficiency, speed, and strategies can be incorporated. Complex strategies can be incorporated there, and it does it automatically. How successful they are in the end, I'm not really sure because I'm not a trader. Okay, so I'm more of a long-term investor. But anyway, those are happening, and people are pretty excited about them. Customer service with chatbots is another thing. We're inculcating it into our websites, as I've shown in the past. It allows a service provision to clients to come in and get information, get some help. You can put queries in, you can get in financial analysis, etc., out of these chatbots within the finance space. So it's very important. It can informate and educate as well. So it's very powerful in that respect. Next, if we talk about personal advice, obviously individual profiles vary. People have different risk tolerances and circumstances. So the financial planning, what it can do for you is really tailor make your personal plan, taking into account all those various aspects that we've spoken about. This is a genuine thing that is, it's not taking subjectiveness into it. It's purely objective, and it can give you as good advice as you're going to get. Credit assessment is also a very powerful tool that AI is going to empower financial institutions and for your own benefit. You can obviously get your credit worthiness. You can it will look at your income, look at your expenses and your spending patterns, your repayment, how good you are at repaying, how timelessly you repay, and it reduces risk for these institutions. But again, within this context, we know there may well be some privacy, invasion of privacy. There's going to be the need for a lot of regulation. I don't really see it coming yet, though people have been talking about it for quite a while. We're going to need some more of a regulatory environment for protection. So I'm not sure who will all get access to all of this information is what's really troubling me. So we will see how that plays out. But the potential is there. Portfolio management, again, this is now change management. So you may have a portfolio relevant to your profile, and then again you want to look at change management. So it's going to be looking at risk appetite, going over those things, investment goals, marketing trends, historical data, and current mega trends going on in the world, and regional and globally. So it can assimilate all this information, this data, do that research for you, and give you that information. It will also obviously help those people that are involved in financial advice, etc. The last one we chat about today is bookkeeping and accounting. I'm surprised it hasn't got further than it is, actually, to be very honest with you. We've had, Xero, I don't know if you've online, that has a fair amount of been putting AI algorithms in place. So you do your initial documentation, your initial transaction, your source document, the invoice or the supply invoice, and from there it will allocate for you across the books and in fact with payments, allocate payment, etc. It does quite a lot of the tedious work, and all those transactions can be automated, a lot of them, and the statements, etc., can be derived from that. I'm expecting bigger changes within accounting, the GARP situation. I'm surprised that we haven't got a really basically fully autonomous accounting package. I presume it'll be one of the earliest. That and the legal profession will definitely be under huge pressure. A lot of people assumed that AI would go straight towards the more manual type of the repetitive manual types of works, like with motor car assembly and that kind of thing. But what's happened is a lot of the information industries, people that are involved in information, they are also now in the line, obviously, with AI's ability to source, research, and sort huge amounts of data. So it's very interesting. This is in the financial sector, and there are some good things, and obviously we know there's some bad things. We haven't really gone over it today, but we know about the CBDC coming through, and I'm not sure whether that's in a paradoxical position, diametrically opposed really to crypto, because crypto is going to allow you your freedom, whereas the CBDC is there for pure control. So I wouldn't be surprised down the line if crypto was, given a lifespan and then people were told to convert to CBDC. I see that the Fed now, there is one platform, is a very low-key platform that has access to the Fed now, but I have a feeling that people will be having to use that to try to convert their currency into CBDC. So we'll see what happens. Apparently in July, they're going to be pushing more the CBDC in America. They are, as we know, in Nigeria, they've pushed it. Europe has 1,000 euro cash limit. Obviously, China, the Far East, has got it. So we'll see how it goes. It is a worrying aspect with regards to finance, money specifically. I believe it's going to be focused towards the middle class and poor class. Some of the very rich people, they've been told they're very unfortunate, but there won't be enough availability, so they will have to carry on using cash for the time being, or whatever transaction they're going to be using. I wish I was one of the less fortunate rich people. So that is something to think about. And as I say, with all of these things coming into play, we'll have to see how benevolent AI is, or should I say the people behind it, because in and of itself, I don't think AI is a problem. I think what's happening is that people are utilizing it for dubious reasons. And as we've discussed many times in past episodes, there is a debt crisis globally, a massive debt problem. So we'll see how that's going to be addressed. And I think a lot of the CBDC has to do with that. Anyway, as usual, you can get I'm John Harris from Exponential Radio, and you could get any of the back issues you want to listen to, perhaps, or comment on. You can go to johnarthurharris.blogspot.com, and you can get some of the back issues. And as usual, you have a great day until we see you again.